Hey, what's up everybody? My name is Jonathan Casey. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, welcome. Today we're gonna be talking about the 10L and the 10 Pro, both of which are just two of the new phones recently released by TCL. Starting with the 10L, let's take a look at what comes inside the box. While I'm opening this up, it's probably a good time to let you know the price. The 10L starts at $249, which in my opinion is really competitive. Inside the box, we have a SIM card removal tool right on top. It's always great when companies include these. The SIM card removal tool is attached to like a small cardboard box. Inside this little box is some basic literature and paperwork. You also get a clear case inside this little box. So if I set all the paperwork aside and have a look, you can see it's like a silicone or TPU style case. Nothing fancy, but it's definitely cool that they, included it inside the box. Next up, we have the 10L itself, which I will come back to. For now, I'm just gonna go ahead and set it to the side. In one of the bottom compartments, there is a USB-C cable for charging and syncing. Lastly, in the other compartment, we have a small charging brick. The 10L has a 16 megapixel front-facing camera. On the back, there's a quad camera array. The main sensor is 48 megapixels and it has an aperture of f1.8. Next up, the 10L has an 8 megapixel ultra-wide, followed by a 2 megapixel macro, and lastly, a 2 megapixel depth camera. In terms of video specs, the front camera can shoot up to 1080p at 30 frames per second, and on the back, it can record up to 4K at 30 frames per second. It can also record slow motion video at 1080p up to 120 frames per second, and 720p up to 240 frames per second. In terms of autofocusing, it's using contrast detection as well as phase detection. Now let's go ahead and set this to the side and take a look at the 10 Pro. It has a starting price of $450. If you want to find out what that extra $200 really gets you, let me know, and I'll do a full comparison between these two phones. First thing we see inside the 10 Pro box is, well, the 10 Pro. So we actually have a little phone tray inside the 10 Pro box, makes for a little bit nicer of an unboxing experience, I guess. Then we have a SIM card attached to the same tray or box setup as the 10L. Inside the small box is some paperwork, same as the 10L, basic literature, quick start guide, that kind of stuff. The 10 Pro also has a clear silicone case packaged inside, which is definitely nice to see them include. In the first bottom compartment, we have the same USB style cable, and in the second compartment, there is a much bigger charging brick versus the 10L. In fact, the 10 Pro comes with an 18-watt charger versus the 5-watt charger that's included with the 10L. The 10 Pro has a 24 megapixel front-facing camera. On the back, there is another quad camera array. The main sensor is 64 megapixels and it has an aperture of f1.8. Next up, there's a 16 megapixel ultra wide camera, followed by a 5 megapixel macro, and lastly, a 2 megapixel low light camera. This new low light camera has a sensor size of 1/2.8 inches and a pixel size of 2.9 microns, which is kind of crazy for a smartphone. For video, the front camera records 1080p at 30 frames per second. On the back, it can record video up to 4K at 30 frames per second. For slow motion, there's 1080p at 120 frames per second, 720p at 240 frames per second, and 720p at 960 frames per second. Lastly, it's using a combination of contrast detection, phase detection, and laser detection for autofocus. I mean, I gotta admit, on paper, these camera specs seem pretty good, but ultimately it comes down to image quality and performance. All of the pictures you're seeing were shot by simply taking and selecting the mode I wanted to shoot in and then snapping a photo. No focus or exposure adjustments were made prior to taking the picture, and while both phones do have a pro mode, for this video, I relied on the phone's auto features for everything. No corrections or adjustments were made after the fact, so what you see is what you're getting straight from the camera. The first thing I noticed was the dynamic range. For the most part, the 10 Pro has more shadow and highlight details. It also tends to make colors much more vibrant and punchier. The 10L is extremely inconsistent. Sometimes the image is overexposed, sometimes it's underexposed, and sometimes it's nearly perfect, beating out the 10 Pro like you see here. One thing I noticed about the 10L is that it tends to produce more realistic and natural colors in most cases versus the 10 Pro. However, like I said, it's in most instances, so taking a look here, you can see the cards have been reversed. Plus, there were several cases where the 10L just added a blue cast to the image. It's like I said, the 10L is a mess when it comes to producing consistent results. Both cameras are similar when it comes to sharpness, but if I had to pick one, it would be the 10 Pro. Looking at the macro capabilities of each phone, the 10L has a crazy sharp image that is possibly over-sharpened despite it having a dedicated macro mode. The 10 Pro, while not as sharp, seems to have a much more shareable image, I would say. This was pretty consistent across the board, so it makes me wonder what the dedicated macro camera on the 10L is actually good for. Portrait mode on both phones are hit and miss. The 10 Pro is the more consistent of the two for sure, but honestly, neither are very impressive. Hopefully subject detection can be improved with various firmware updates moving forward. When it comes to the ultra-wide cameras, the 10 Pro is better in nearly every way. The 10L is constantly giving me a blue cast, making the image extremely cold. It also tends to have more distortion, and flare control is one of the worst I have seen on a smartphone in the past few years. Images on both phones are not the sharpest by any means, but the 10L just comes out muddy sometimes. This brings me to night mode and the low light capabilities of each phone. The 10 Pro has a dedicated low light camera that is honest to God more inconsistent than Ferris Bueller. When it works, it does a decent job at reducing noise, increasing sharpness, but it also makes the image bright AF. When it doesn't work so good, it overexposes the image like crazy, washes out colors, and it accentuates any flares that might be present. While the 10L isn't by any means a low light capable camera, at least it retains some type of normalcy to the image and colors when taking an image when, it's dark out. The good news is that 4K video on a 10 Pro looks really good. Even the 10L doesn't look bad whatsoever. However, on close inspection, you're gonna notice some things like the over sharpening that's happening on the 10L. Also, the colors are noticeably different. Once again, the 10L leaning more towards high contrast and colder tones. I'm not sure this is a sensor related issue or if it's something that TCL can fix, because I gotta say the colder tones that I'm getting from the 10L are the most consistent part about the camera. Front-facing video also looks decent on both. Maxing out at 1080p, I think the quality is acceptable for things like Instagram stories and other social media things. Both phones offer some type of stabilization on the backside. That seems to work pretty good, so no complaints from me when it comes to that aspect. Both phones can capture slow motion video at 120 and 240 frames per second. However, the 10 Pro can also capture 960 frames per second. While the quality isn't crazy, slow motion is always fun, and the fact that the 10 Pro can do 960 is pretty cool. So low light video is horrible. The 10 Pro automatically defaults to using the low light camera for video, and 4K no longer is selectable. At least this was my experience. Feel free to let me know down below if I'm just an idiot, and I'll make sure I delete your comment. Regardless, when the lights go down, so does the video quality. Just keep that in mind. In the end, if cameras are your main concern, I would skip the 10L and 10 Pro altogether at the time of this video. While the 10L is crazy affordable, there are several used and refurbished phones out there with similar prices that will deliver better quality. For example, I've seen the Pixel 3 XL for as low as $280 in excellent condition. The 10 Pro is definitely a better choice, but again, at its price point, you can get a 2020 iPhone SE or a gently used Pixel 4 XL, and both have better cameras than the 10 Pro. Look, I know cameras aren't everything, so I'll be looking at each of these phones more in future videos. Let me know what you think of the camera quality when it comes to the TCL 10L and the TCL 10 Pro. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe for more videos just like this, and I will see you beautiful people in the next one.